Then we'll do some city flying. I'm gonna be honest with you. I like to keep a little bit more altitude than most in the city. Otherwise, you waste time cutting between buildings when you could just go over them. That's the advantage of being in a helicopter.
See how we're doing about like 140, 142? I can fight you guys do like 148 maybe.
That's about as fast as we can go.
113 is going to be a 1038 facing southbound Popular Street. It's going to be a two-door blue sports car. Last four license plate X5204. No associated.
Okay. I'm gonna have to give it to Mr. Roberts. Above average. Be right back. Come in if you like. Shit, I went to the wrong floor.
Here to you too. I'll see you later.
Yeah, don't get hurt.
I'm apparently looking for Chip.
He's gonna be, come on this way, Kelly.
Oh, what? No.
More shots at Fudge Lane. 103 plus 176.
234.76.
Who are we looking for?
You.
goof.
Oh,
So,
alright, come on back.
come on back.
The victim is Luciana.
Here, there are green vehicles circling around.
It's Ritter's fiance.
Oh shit.
This time we do have a name of the person that's been doing it.
Lots of
So
active
this has
automatic
been
gunfire
associated
upper
with
part of
the
ledge.
all of the
Seeing
cases
some
with her
green
being
vests.
kidnapped in the last month or so.
You got
In
a
2
sticky
seconds.
note.
A plus 1 is 23.
14 is 23.
It's gonna have convertible, like Bentley leaving.
I unfortunately don't have a sticky note.
Okay.
Gave my last sticky note to EMS to give to another witness.
Alright.
I actually have a sticky note.
Oh, perfect.
Okay. I'll start writing this all down for you.
Alright.
You'll have to get rid of what's on it, but it's
Oh,
just
Mr.
kind of...
Lowe, thank you for the follower. My heart is happy. What happened to you? You're not in the chopper anymore. You for the raid.
Yeah, I'll write this all down for you so it matches with everything else.
Yeah, you'll have to get rid of that what's on it, but...
What's your last name, ma'am?
I'm sorry?
Your full name?
Luciana Aravalo.
I'll let you get to writing and ask some questions afterwards. I like that sweater. Poor Stacy, stuck in the chopper up top. Oh She didn't really write a lot. Dog, stop licking the pillar. The pillar. Still writing?
Yeah, I had to where I was at. Can you give me the postal that was given for that 911 call for the debit? I don't have access to my MDT.
Uh, 5070, 15, 5017. I can't speak English.
Thank you.
5017.
You are looking at the newest, proudest owner of Fudge Lane, ladies and gentlemen. What the freak does that mean?
Oh, hey, Pupper.
Like him. Paula, did we strip a Paula naked?
Not a baller. He's the new owner of the aviation, Bodie.
I'll come back upstairs.
My dog is very upset. He wants me to keep petting him. It's not fair. My arm's getting tired.
Helmet! Yeah, Gigi's are. Wait!
Who was here first?
No, me.
I go here.
Damn it.
Well, she must be riding a lot. That's good, man.
Please get me up. Please, lady.
Just they failed.
I fell off a ladder. Hey, you guys want to come over to my house? I just moved into Fudge. Alrighty.
Oh.
Shut up, trooper.
Just gonna keep feeding my dog treats.
Okay. Oh, never mind.
I got him a bunch of treats for Christmas.
you in a
The
bit.
other dog looks offended. Hold on. Here you go, pupper. I feel terrible for Mr. Robert. Do I have Stacy's phone number?
Yeah, man.
I don't want him to just have to be stuck up there.
You got him, Chip? I'm waiting on the cops to come to get him. Did you? I got them all fixed up. You just need to take the IVs out and alright? I don't know what the hell they're doing. He said
Let
she'd
me
be right
look.
behind me and I guess. Do we normally just wait on PD or just get them up and let them go? Okay.
Who the heck are you? Okay, it sounded like you said upstairs.
So I assume you were the 911 call. It was being chased by people.
Yes, I was.
Okay, and you stated you were having a meeting. What's the purpose of the meeting?
It said we were meeting up to talk about life and family and everything else because she's an old family friend. She was the nanny of my family, so she knew us very well and everything. And she knows I like nature and stuff like that, so we met up on that hill down there. 5017 is where I ended up after getting stabbed, but it was around that area that we met up just to talk. It was for me. It wasn't a suspicious phone call other than the anonymous call, but
who placed the call to you?
it was Naomi. Naomi placed the phone call.
And so where does this anonymous phone call fit in? Is this a different incident or is this the same?
This is the whole thing, and it's the same thing. I didn't know who it was, but I answered. And they identified themselves as Naomi Rodriguez, and that's our name.
That's weird. You didn't think it was weird that she was placing an anonymous call to you?
Well, it's one of those things. I get weirder things that happen, so it's a matter
Do
of
you
some.
recall where the meeting took
'Cause
place? Where you went to
yeah,
meet her? Did she send you a GPS or anything? Or how did you
she did
know
not send
specifically
me
where?
a GPS. She said it was over up between on the hills by 5015 and 5017 down by the river. So I just followed the river and found her. No GPS was involved. I know those hills very well.
Did you ask anything about who the other individual was? Did you think it was
No,
odd
I
that
did not.
a random person was showing up to catch up with you and Naomi?
Well, unfortunately, I did not have time to question it.
Okay, okay. What did you all talk about?
She was asking where the other girls were, where my Aunt Cora, Minnie, and Nova were, and how they were doing. And asked if I knew anything about my grandfather coming in. And I told her no, I didn't, and that's when I got stabbed. And she said, "This is why you don't leave the family."
This is why you don't leave the family? Did something happen before? Did you come
The
here?
The Aravalo family broke apart. All the girls left due to the abuse of their father, my grandfather. We came here, the Aravalo family, the girls all broke apart here, and my last name was changed to Romero, and that doesn't sit right with our family. Once you change that last name, it's kind of like a blood in, blood out kind of family, kind of that sort of thing. So it's a matter of once I changed my last name, I was the next on the list.
Okay, and after they stabbed you, you were able to make it to your vehicle?
Yeah, I defended myself. I had weapons on me. I had my knife.
Were you able to hit any of them?
No, unfortunately, I hit them with fists instead
Okay, okay.
and ran as soon as I could. Getting onto my bike, I followed the river down all the way to the 5017, hitting the where the waterfall goes, down by where like that jet ski pier is, and my bike got waterlogged, so I couldn't go any further. Um, so I dismounted, bleeding still, and ran along the mountain. But I tried taking, because I do have a weapon on me, I have a pistol. I tried taking my pistol out but before I could aim, I fell down and got incapacitated. I don't know anything that happened after
So they
that.
were chasing you while you were on your
Yes.
bike?
Yes.
Are you missing anything from your person? Any money, any weapons, any trinkets, or anything like that?
No, no, I'm not. That mountain's pretty steep, so it's a matter of if they followed me, they probably would have fallen down too.
Okay. Check something real quick. I still have that. I know it's on there. God, so many calls.
I got it already, Kelly. Don't worry. Check your tablet in a second, Kelly. I'll forward the information to you.
Is there anything else you can recall, ma'am?
No. After that, all I remember is again
Is
waking
there
up
anything
here.
else you Do you remember any male members of the family that Naomi was particularly close to? Anybody that
And the only person that I could would be my uncle, Ricardo Aravalo, but I don't know. Everyone else, I don't. There were her kids, but
And did both individuals attack you, or was it just the male suspect?
just the male. I didn't recognize him from any of our family gatherings or anything.
So you didn't recognize the male at all? Not
Mm-mm.
voice
No.
or tattoos or hair? Could you describe him for me? Were you able to see anything what he was wearing?
Yeah, I can. Well, and they were both in black, like black hoodies, BDUs, combat boots. Um, but Naomi is black hair, brown eyes, and this man was brown hair, brown eyes.
Were they wearing any sort of masks or
No,
could you describe the male's hairstyle?
it was slicked back, in a ponytail.
Are you aware of if Miss Naomi is affiliated with any sort of gangs or anything, MCs, or
No, I
just
don't
your
think
family?
so. I think it's just my family.
Did he have any tattoos, glasses,
Not that I could.
scars?
No, not that I could see. They were in hoodies and BDOs, so everything's been covered. But no facial tattoos, no neck tattoos that I could see.
Alright, so I have here you were meeting up to catch up with your old friend Naomi. She called you, um, you were called by Naomi Rodriguez, who placed an anonymous call but later identified herself in the call. You met in the hills between 5015 and 5017 near the river. Um, you kind of followed along the river and later located them. Uh, she started asking about the other family members and how they were doing. Also asked about your grandfather. What was his name?
My grandfather is called Ricardo Aravalo.
Ricardo.
Yeah,
So that was your
the
uncle.
oldest. Yeah, the oldest son and my grandfather share their name, unfortunately. So there's kind of like Ricardo Jr. and Ricardo Sr., I guess, but it's not in their name.
You were then approached by the male suspect, unidentified, from behind. He began stabbing you. Um,
Right.
and the female stated, "This is why you don't leave the family." Um, expressed that your family broke apart due to the abuse of the grandfather, Ricardo. And they seemed upset that you had changed your last name, sort of a blood in, blood out sort of thing. You did fight back, but eventually fled to your bike. You crashed your bike near 5017. As they were following you, you were unable to make it any further. You ran along the mountains before you passed out. Um, you did try to use your firearm in self defense, but unfortunately, you were too exhausted at that time.
Correct.
You also didn't have anything missing from your person. Um,
Yes, that's
you
correct.
stated only the male suspect attacked you, and you didn't
Yeah.
recognize him from any family gatherings or anything. They were both wearing all black, black hoodies, black BDUs, black boots. The female had brown hair, brown eyes. The male also had brown hair, brown eyes. His hair was slicked back into a ponytail. Can you describe their vehicle?
It's a black jester. The license plate are Avalo. This black jester has been involved in many of my kidnapping incidents.
Mr. Lombardo, do we have documentation of these other past incidents?
I'll find out real fast.
There should be two. One was done by Garcia. And I don't know who did the other one. And then there was also an incident over at Humane Labs.
Yeah, I have a couple recorded incidents.
Okay, perfect. Is the Humane Labs included in those?
I don't think so. I know the Postal Service changed postal codes, and this one is only recorded as postal.
That's unfortunate. Is there anything that maybe I forgot to ask or that you recall not already been included?
Mm.
So, I haven't looked at the other reports yet, but is this like a habit? They like to just like lure you out and stab you?
So, the first incident that happened was when I was back in Smoochies. I ended up stabbed and left for dead on the block. Dex picked me up and brought me to Pillbox. The second incident was over at the bridge down behind Pillbox. Another black jester, and I was dumped off the bridge. The third incident was the Polito. I was kidnapped and dropped off the mountain over there, stabbed over there, and left for dead on the beach. And then the fourth incident, they took myself and my Aunt Nova. We got followed from the clothing store behind Pillbox, all the way to Humane Labs where I crashed my truck. And we got chased down over there. And I got pushed off a roof, and my Aunt Nova was beaten and tied to a pole. And then this incident was when I found out who they were, who it was that
Is,
actually did them.
is your Aunt Nova also Nova Aravajo?
No, Nova is Nova Gonzalez.
Nova Gonzalez.
So there should be multiple incidents regarding this.
How do you spell Barlow?
It's Arevalo.
Or well, I appreciate your time. We're definitely gonna look into this, ma'am. In the meantime, I would probably look into getting a restraining order against Miss Rodriguez.
Yeah, so it's just a matter of, and it stopped for a few weeks, and then it started again. So,
Is there anybody you'd like to call us to call for you?
no, I'm okay.
Let's get out of here. I want to go up to the area and see if we can find any
Let's drive up
DNA
there.
or evidence. I think Stacy's still on the roof with a helicopter, maybe. Let me check.
I think he is.
I guess I'll go up there and check. If he is, we'll get him to take the chopper over.
I'll drive out there to 5017.
Alright. The freaking elevator. This. Well, they're right here. Such a dummy.
I got the rice cooking in the microwave and the
Oh my god.
Oh.
Hey, you feel like taking a flight and landing in the middle of nowhere?
Oh, what's up?
I'm take a flight and land in the middle of nowhere.
Oh, sure. Where we going?
That way. Trying to find a landing spot on the hill. Got a gypsy murderers going around, kidnapping people and dropping them off bridges and stabbing them after luring them to a location.
Really? Can you speak up a little bit? The helicopter's pretty loud.
Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah. We're gonna go out here and set her down and scour the mountain for any signs of DNA or anything. I don't know where the hell we're gonna land here, I believe. Alright, you got a flashlight. It's gonna be only blood. I'm gonna go over this other hilltop on the river.
Go for you guys are on deck, man.
Oh, A-firm, thank you. Said it was on the mountain. She followed along the river between 5015 5017.
Copy. There is a known cave up there on the north side of that river.
Possible there'll be nothing here. It was raining, I think.
Well, the creek with the cave is going to be the one farther north of us here a little bit. You want to move over to that one, Kelly, and look at that one, or?
I'm just gonna check these hills out a little bit.
Yeah, there is another small cave up there with a little bit of foliage in the main entrance. Goes about 10 feet deep.
She didn't mention the cave, she said the mountains.
Copy, I'm down here by the base of the river where the calls came from. Did she mention where she drowned their motorcycle?
I believe near 5017. I don't think she would have made it too far. I am persistent. Hey Stacy, you wanna put her up and see if there's a location that a jester would easily be able to get to?
Yeah, 10-4, give me 2 mics. Is the Jester abandoned here, or is what they drove?
It's what they drove.
Still running to the chopper currently, I was way down the hill.
You're good. If anybody asks, I was in the chopper with you. Go on. Go further this way. be between 5015, 5017 somewhere.
That's a lot of area to cover.
Yeah, I've got nothing down here by the river so far.
Said she followed along the river and saw them on the mountain, so we'd have to be in view of the river.
These aren't really rivers, they're more creeks. The river follows the road down here, which starts right here where I'm at.
Yeah, the initial call said that she was stabbed, helped, and that was at 5017. So she would have been along that creek heading towards the river, most likely.
That would be this small river right here where I'm at now.
Hey, firm.
She could see him from up here. We'll be closer down. Possible I'm looking for nothing.
Have we located her bike or no?
Negative.
The bike should be near the jet ski rental place.
I'll land it right here and check this little river here.
Confirm. Followed along the river. The river's not over here.
Did she say that she was on her bike when she was getting shot or whatever?
Negative. She was not on her bike. She got off, was talking to the female, and then eventually got on her bike after punching them. She stated she followed along the river and saw them up on a mountain between 5015 and 5017, so she would have to have been able to see them from the river. murder case. And she drove down the mountain to 5017 where she crashed. God, it's just like Gulag. I can't get up there. Uh, uh.
We've been unable to locate her bike at the basin of X5017.
Confirm. I'm gonna have to talk with her, see if we can get her medical report. DNA. Would have really liked to have gotten the male's ID. They were fighting a lost cause. It would have to be somewhere there. What she told me is true. She went along.
Yeah, I've been unable to find anything along the river, or even in the river.
A firm, name on the mountain. says you want to pick me up. Where's my Red Bull? Oh, three, we're gonna break off. We looking on fuel.
Half a tank.
Wanna hit up Rockford and do some city flying?
Yeah, we could.
Hope you guys back deck one.
Copy. There'll be a pursuit.
Backpack 1.
2 or 3 things.
Is there a fuel pump here?
There are many fuel pumps on the rooftop of Rockford Hills PD. Usually look for that little satellite tower thing. Where I see that's
Gonna be a
really the
38 east Thompson right in front of the gun region. Be a gray in color SUV Oxford plate kilo.
pretty much every helipad's gonna have a fuel
I
pump.
can find one time though, issue.
I'll tell you, one time I filled up and lifted up pretty quickly and the pumps caught fire. It was weird as hell.
Kilo 561 kills back on register.
Make contact.
My cheeks were clenched.
You get on clenching with me, Kelly. Ain't nothing to worry about. There's an active pursuit.
Yeah, I don't think there is. Oh, there's people on Tag 3. Let's find out. .303, y'all get an active pursuit.
Negative, nothing. Negative. 395 to 05s.
Alright. No pursuit. Alright, well it won't be hard to find a speeding car in the city.
I'm having a headache right here. 1 second. I don't know what it is lately. Like, do they have just having migraine after migraine after migraine? I never have migraine.
Yeah, I feel the same. Well, we can head over to the jewelry store. Air 1, we're gonna head over to that 911 jewelry. Should be over there.
We're right above it here in a second.
You need a co-pilot, Kelly?
Negative. got one.
Back on Jack 1.
Active 90 Jura Store, black in color, Sultan license plate Lima 875, parked out front.
Black Sultan.
76.
I will a black in color vehicle. You want to sit her down on a rooftop? I need to take a quick nap.
76.
Looking really, cloudy. And then we can save some petrol. Air 1 will be on standby. Alright, give me like a couple minutes. They don't take off. Okay. Don't lock up, don't crash, don't lock up, don't crash. Thank you, Scopes, for the follow. My heart is happy. I don't know why this chat is the wrong chat. I can see. Who is it? I think it's boosted. We're gonna have a queue. Thankfully, we should be close to the front. No queue? Oh, I lied. Definitely a queue. Let me grab this before I forget it.